So a funny thing happened on the way through Inktober. I did not finish it. I just stopped. So if you followed me on any of the social media and you were wondering about that, here's a quick little, short little video to try and talk you through, let you know what my whole process was like this month. I came into October being super excited about Inktober. This has probably been my 5th or 6th year doing it. I might be wrong on that numbers, but I've done it for a little while now. And I've been successful at it for a couple of years. I completed last year. I think I completed the year before. I've done a lot of drawing through each of my previous Inktobers. I even had a video ready to publish about the second week or so of Inktober. But then I held off on that because my production had stopped, and I wasn't immediately sure what that meant with regards to the project this year. Now, I knew coming into this year's challenge that this October was not going to be any different than previous ones. And what I mean by that is the trend at my my official day job for the past couple of years is that October tends to be a really busy month for us. We either have a greater number of special events that we're working on or different projects throughout the community and throughout our organization. There's a lot that happens throughout this month for whatever reason. And then outside of work, of course, you have the fact that we are entering into the holiday season right around this time. And so you have Halloween activities, fall activities, you've got a variety of different festivals and things like that that you want to spend time with your family at, right? So, and again, in the past, I have successfully balanced all of these items together. I've been able to work around it. Part of my strategy is that I try to work ahead with Inktober. So I'm working the night before to have something ready to publish the next morning. So that was the strategy going into it. And I was fairly successful for the first couple of weeks. I had drawings out there. I was, as is typical of me each Inktober, and a lot of times when I'm doing my own work, I am my own worst critic, right? So, I wasn't super thrilled with every drawing that I made, but there were some that I really liked, and there were some that I realized, oh, well, I can do this a little differently, and I can revisit this. And so there's a lot of good that comes out of the project. And I'm still a big fan of the project. Don't misunderstand anything I'm saying here. But at some point this month, I just stopped. And for the first few days that I stopped, I was sort of regretted it and lamented it and thought, well, I can still catch up. But at the same time, I felt like there were other projects I wanted to try and use my time and energy with. I went back, I started working on a few blank sketch covers, which are something that I've sort of put on the back burner for a little while. I originally had put my webcomic, Lagoon Tunes, on hiatus for Inktober. It still hasn't quite returned yet, but I've begun working on a couple more ideas for that. Now, that will hopefully be back in circulation a little sooner than I maybe had originally anticipated. As much as I enjoy Inktober, and I do enjoy Inktober, I'll still try it again next year. I just, for whatever reason this year, I felt like it was time to do something else. And that's okay. I think it's okay to, as artists and as creators, I see it in a lot of the groups and a lot of, when you follow the hashtag and everything throughout the month of Inktober, you see people who are trying to finish the challenge for the sake of finishing the challenge. I think there is a lot of value in completing the challenge, but I also see a lot of artists who it looks like they are really beating themselves up if they are not finishing the challenge. And maybe that's just part of the creative mindset, right? We all kind of put these pressures on ourselves, and if we don't do this full time, and if we are hoping to maybe one day do this full time, maybe we're putting extra pressure on ourselves. Who knows? Who knows? But and I've done it too. Basically the routine with Inktober, if you've done it, you probably fall into this as well. You start right out of the gate, you get a handful done, you're feeling really good about yourself, and then something happens in week 2 and you fall behind by a day, and then you play catch up, and then maybe you fall behind by another couple of days, and then you play even more catch up. You know, and that can be fun too. And the community around it, I think, is a lot of fun. I mean, you do see a lot of, despite those of us who kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves and beat ourselves up over it, you do see a lot of other artists who like to lift up their peers. And I think it's great for that. I still am a fan of Inktober. I just decided to use my time and energy, my limited time and limited energy, on some other ideas and some other projects. So, I think that's okay. You know what? It's okay. If you didn't finish Inktober, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You've probably, even if you did, like me, finished 14 drawings, or if you only ended up doing 5 drawings, or 20 drawings, or however many drawings you did those drawings. That's awesome. Keep it up. You know, I think it's great. I'm gonna maybe petition that we do Inktober in May next year. How about that? Well, if you like this video, I invite you to take a look around my channel and see some of the other content I've produced. I don't put content out on a super regular basis yet, but if you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe and ring the little bell there for notifications. And I have a couple more in the works for the end of this year, and then I'm trying to get into a routine where I do post more often than I have. So subscribe, stay tuned, and I will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.